Hey everybody, I'm here with Amy Sylvester, a fire mitigation specialist from the Colorado Springs Fire Department. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So our area is often under a high fire danger alert, and there are things we need to know about fire mitigation. What are some of those tips that you can share with us to protect our property?
Well, I think this time of year, especially when residents are watching the news and seeing all the fires going on around the state, it's easy to feel intimidated and like there's not much you can do around your own property. But the truth is that work you do within the first 30 to 100 feet around your home really has the greatest impact for survivability of your structure if a wildfire occurs in your area.
Okay, so you said there are things we can do. What are some of those things? Is it just cutting down all bushes? Because most of our homes, we want them to look beautiful and landscaped and that kind of thing. And so that's not really an option.
Right. We certainly don't want you going around and clear cutting around your entire house.
Right.
We want to maintain the natural characteristic. That's part of why you live here. I'm sure that's why I live here.
Yeah.
I don't want to be looking at nothing but rock around my home.
Right.
But what we do is take into account the building features of your home, the type of siding you have, the type of roofing you have, and then weigh that against the type of vegetations you have around the structure. So if you have, say, a wood-sided home,
that's much more flammable.
yeah,
more
much
dangerous.
more susceptible to burning. We look at the type of vegetation that's up against the structure. Even with a stucco home, there are vulnerable points like the soffits, the decking on the home. So we look at the vegetation around those as well.
Okay, so some kind of vegetation is much more flammable than others. So
Yes.
you can take a look at that. And you have a service that I did not know about where you come out to people's properties, right?
We do. We have a service that we offer to anybody that lives within the city limits.
Wow.
It's a free service. We'll come out to your home, take a walk around the property, answer any questions that you have, point out things that we see. It only takes about 20 to 30 minutes, and it's very educational. Most of the time, people are terrified to have me come out because they think I'm going to tell them to cut down their favorite tree.
Right, exactly.
And I may be more worried about something that's not even on their radar. So I'll give you lots of good tips about things you can do to make the home safer while still maintaining that aesthetic you enjoy about the
So
property.
there's a balance associated
Yes,
with that,
absolutely.
right? Okay, and how do they contact you? How do we get a hold of you or to arrange that?
Well, I can schedule those for any homeowners who are interested, so you can call me directly. My number is 719-385-7342.
Okay, and how much notice, how far in advance do we need to do it?
It depends on the season. Right now, we're booked about 2 weeks out.
In July, right, okay,
But
that
we
makes
do
sense.
provide them year-round, so we'll come out in the winters if we're not dealing with a blizzard, and you have better luck of getting us on short notice then.
That's wonderful. So what else do we need to know about fire mitigation? I mean, you said between 30 and 100 feet of your home. I heard recently that it's trees that you need to cut, the lower part. Is that right?
Yes, so in the open areas, the more naturalized areas of your property, we do recommend removing the lower limbs on your pine trees about a third of the way up the height of the tree.
Okay.
On the really tall trees, you don't have to go up more than 10 feet. That's sufficient.
Okay.
And we apply a similar tactic to scrub oak. So we keep mature scrub oak, remove some of the lower limbs. The goal there is to keep the fire on the ground instead of the crowns of the vegetation. It's much safer for me as a wildland firefighter to attack a fire on the ground as opposed to a fire in the crowns.
Up in the air.
Yes.
It's called the crowns?
Yes.
Very interesting. Before we wrap, what other thing would you like us to know that we have power or some kind of control about in terms of mitigating a fire?
Doing mitigation on your property, in speaking to people who were affected in the Waldo Canyon fire last year, really at least puts you at ease. It gives you some peace of mind that you know you did everything that you could.
Exactly. I think you just said the key.
Yeah.
It gives you peace of mind, and we do have some control. Of course, we can't control Mother Nature. You never can.
Right.
But at least there are certain steps we can take. So it's really important that you take a look at your property, and I say call Amy to get her to come on out, and you'll do it for homeowners associations and that kind of thing as well. So,
we will.
all right. What a wonderful service, Amy. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.